Before installing our wire box cover, we want to make marks on our wire box for where we place our conduit when using either a hole saw or a knockout set. One thing to note is the wire box cover is meant to sit flush towards the front of the battery. If you were to install it flush with the back of the wall, it would offset the front cover so that there would be a lip on the face of the battery. So what we're going to do is bring it flush to the back of the faceplate of the battery. I'm going to take my tape measure, and this measurement may change on different installs depending upon the material that you've installed to. But here, I'm 5/8 off the wall, and I can use washers or shim the back of the wire box cover to help offset it from the wall for when I send my fasteners through, that it won't suck it up against the wall. So I have my measurement 5/8 off the wall. I can then take my wire box cover off and mark a center line, which the measurement is 9 inches. I can make a center mark at 4.5, and because I have that offset of 5/8, I'm going to go towards the face of the wire box cover 5/8. So that brings me to 5 1/8 that I'm going to go off of my center mark for the conduit that I'm going to run. Since we're installing a 1 and 2 system, we're going to have 2 separate 4-inch nipples installed on this wire box cover, and we'll use that same design when we install the 2 and 4. So now I have my new center mark, which is at 5 1/8. I'm going to place a center line of where that mark is. And I just want to kind of see the best layout of where I can have my conduit. Again, in different installations, you can have this placed in various areas. But for this, I'm actually going to center it from the height of the wire box itself. So that measurement is 6.5 from top to bottom. So I'm going to come in, and that gives me 3 1/4. So that gives me my center line on my height and as well my width. So I can now come out, I'm going to come out 2 inches from the center line and 2 inches the other direction. The wire box cover does not come with knockouts, so I'm going to show you how to put those in. For this, we're going to use a knockout set. If you don't have one of those, you can use a hole saw as well. The design that we're going for, we're going to utilize 2 4-inch nipples centered on the wire box. And this is to give us the ability to organize the wire during the install. Again, this is for a 1 inverter, 2 battery system, but later on we're going to utilize the same design for a 2 inverter, 4 battery system as well. Now that we have the marks on the wire box cover, we're going to move on making the marks on the inverter itself with the same height and width measurements. So now we're going to punch our holes using our knockout set. First, we're going to use a pilot bit. Again, we're going to use our 2-inch, making sure that that's going to fit our 4-inch nipples. So now we have holes in our wire box cover and as well our inverter to where we can run our 4-inch nipples and connect the wire box cover. So I'm just going to center this on the battery and take my fasteners. Again, making sure that the wire box is flush with the side of the battery. So with the Sanctuary installed, we can now move on to the actual wiring of the system.